Coarse, crushed limestone.
It trails out to that avenue. I think that's French for street. Well, looks like we have a mystère on our hands.
Look, more limestone leading to the edge of that manhole. The closest gargoyles around here are at the bell tower of Notre Dame. That's weird.
This is a Zenith DC56 chassis. It's all solid state. It's the very first all solid state Zenith. I think it was about 1972 in the Avanti style cabinet. Give a little bit of a side shot of the cabinet so you can see. It's got a fiberglass pedestal wrapped with white plywood, and on the top is some rosewood finishing on it. Side shot here. We're currently watching Scooby-Doo. This set worked when I received it. Worked pretty well. The only problem I had was over in the corner. You see where that CN emblem is. It was stretched out. That is, you'd only see maybe the beginning of the C, and the rest of it was off the screen. And it had a really severely bad bend in it, like that. It would bend down like a really bad pin cushion. But it was only on this side. It was a pretty weird problem. I ended up fixing it by schematic here. It'll look right. DC56. Let me see if the light's good here. It's part of the horizontal module that was a problem. DC56 chassis. The horizontal module. That part right there, the sawtooth shaper transistor, that was shorted. Still worked, but it caused the odd stretching of the horizontal and the pin cushioning problem. So I just replaced that with a modern day NPN silicon transistor, and it worked fine after that. That was it. There's been absolutely zero other work required on this TV. This uses the horizontal chassis with plug-in Dura modules. It's extremely rugged. It did have the warranty replacement of the safety capacitors that are in part of the horizontal output circuit. There was a problem with Zenith. Those capacitors, or safety capacitors, would fail, and it would cause the high voltage to zoom up. And there were some incidences of extremely high voltage resulting in arcing through of CRT necks and CRT failures and all kinds of bad things. But anyway, this one had those caps already replaced, so I didn't have to worry about it. Like I said, aside from that one transistor, which was a plug-in transistor, so I didn't even have to unsolder or anything, I was able to simply pop out the Dura module, pull the transistor from its socket, test it, found it shorted, replaced it, and we were back in business. These things are built like tanks. The power system's interesting in that a lot of the early color TVs prior to this didn't really have much in the way of power regulation, voltage regulation. So if you had increases or decreases at the line, it could affect the size of the screen and other problems. What Zenith did was they came up with a solution, crude but effective. It essentially uses a very loosely coupled power transformer, and it would output full B plus at as low as 90 volts input, and yet if it went up to 135 volts, it would simply clip and produce sort of a clipped sine wave instead of a full sine wave. It would keep the B plus from going too high. It would just generate heat. So like I said, and also had a resonating capacitor, a big oil-filled capacitor, something that you'd expect to see on a like a motor start capacitor for an air conditioner or something like that. Apparently that helps to keep the resonating circuit working during times of fluctuations in the power as well. It stores energy that it can release back into the system. Anyway, it was an interesting solution. The very next chassis after this, they went to a solid state regulated power supply, and frankly I'm glad I don't have that. I prefer things that are simple, and I like the transformer idea, being that style, that constant voltage transformer over a solid state that can fail and cause problems. Anyway, this is one of my favorite sets. I don't watch very many solid state sets, but I'll make an exception when it's a Zenith, especially the way this thing's built. You really can't say anything negative about it. It's built to last, built strong, and even with failed parts, it would continue to operate. I don't think you could say that much about today's modern TVs. Anyway, there you go. Zenith DC56, 25 DC56 Avanti. Thank you.